All right, so before we get started, we just want to give all glory, honor, and praise to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rachakadash. All right, so double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who taught us this truth. We want to say much peace, love, and respect to the, to the elect, to the brothers, the Akim, the 104th, 1,000, and the 1/3, teaching and pushing this truth throughout the four corners of the earth. This is your brother Ra'ab Sadaqah.
Brother Ayawab.
Yeah, and so we just want to say to you brothers and any Aquat that might be listening, Shalom. Yeah, Shalom. Okay, so we're just going to be picking up with part 3. We're just going to go ahead and picking up with part 3 of the sit down that we started some time ago. We just be working this sit down in through the Spirit as we get an opportunity, and we started off. On the, basically, getting in on Esau and Edom, biblically identifying Esau and Edom according to the scriptures, and that was part 1. We did that probably some couple months ago, 2.5, 3 months ago, whatever it was, and then now we're going to be and then a month and a half or so ago, something like that, we got in on the biblical origin of Esau and Edom. And we only got slightly less than halfway through our precepts, just through the Spirit. So, Yahweh Razah, we're going to finish that up, the biblical origin of Esau Edom, with a little bit of, the biblical origin, with a little bit of the history, the back story about Esau Edom and how they broke the brotherly covenant. And, a little bit about, who they are and what they're all about. So, their origin as well as a little bit of the history getting in there as well. And so we already started on that, through the last sit down we did. So we're going to be picking up where we left off. And so with that, through the Spirit, we're just going to jump right into it, which is Genesis 36:8, which is the next precept we had on our list. Genesis 36:8, and this is straightforward, just to remove all doubt, any and all doubt about who Esau Edom is biblically. The origin. So go ahead with that precept.
All right, this is Genesis 36 and verse 8. Thus dwelt Esau in Mount Seir. Esau is Edom.
Esau is Edom. So when you read in like Malachi 1 and 4, and other places in the scripture, or the book of Romans, where it says that the Most High says he hated Esau, okay, but he loved Jacob, he isn't just talking about those two men, okay? He's talking about those men and their descendants, okay? Because Esau is Edom. You see that? So we just wanted to throw that in there because some people be real simple, be like, well, he just hated Esau. Yeah, he's just talking about just Esau. No, it's Esau and his descendants. Okay, Esau is Edom. And so keep that in mind for anybody who might be hearing this for the first time when we bring out the rest of the precepts later on. Specifically, Malachi 1 and 4 is one that comes to mind. And I think that's also what we got in Romans 9 and 13 coming up later on in the lesson as well. When he says he hates Esau, he laid his mountains and his heritage waste and all that. He's not just talking about Esau, he's talking about that whole nation. Because he told Rebekah that in your womb are two nations. Right? Two nations, two manner of people. So I straighten this up.
And Edom meaning red. And ain't that what Jacob Rothschild means red child?
That's right,
Roth means red.
That's right, Rothschild. It means red man or red child or whatever, something like that. Okay? So yeah, right there, So with that, that was a pretty straightforward precept. You got anything else on that?
No.
Okay, so let's go to the next one, which is the Numbers 20, 14, and 21.
All right, this is Numbers 20 and verse 14. And Moses sent messengers from Kadesh unto the king of Edom. Thus said thy brother Israel, thou knowest all the travail that hath befallen us.
Stop right there. Who sent this?
Moses sent messengers from Kadesh unto the king of Edom.
Unto the king. Moses sent messengers from Kadesh unto the king of Edom. Who's Edom again?
Edom is Esau.
Edom is Esau. We just read that. Genesis 36:8. Edom is Esau. Okay? Aren't Esau and Jacob brothers?
Yeah, they're twin brothers.
Twin brothers. So, hey, your brother is sending you a message, and he's saying, hey, you know all the trouble we just went through, right? Hey, bro.
They know we were in captivity in Egypt.
Yeah. Read that again. He said, you know all the what?
It says, thou knowest all the travail that has befallen us.
Yeah, you know about it. You know about all this stuff we've been through. So, hey, we're going to ask, hey, you're going to help a brother out, right, man? You're going to help a brother out. Okay?
Thus saith thy brother Israel.
See? Thus saith thy brother Israel. Okay, go ahead, Al.
Verse 15. How our fathers went down into Egypt, and we have dwelt in Egypt a long time, and the Egyptians vexed us and our fathers. And when we cried unto the Lord Yahweh Bahashem Yahshua, he heard our voice, and sent an angel, and hath brought us forth out of Egypt. And behold, we are in Kadesh, a city in the uttermost of thy border. Let us pass, I pray thee, through thy country. We will not pass through the fields or through the vineyards, neither will we drink of the water of the wells. We will go by the king's highway. We will not turn to the right hand nor to the left until we have passed thy borders.
Come on. See, look at the heart and the nature of humbleness. Jacob. Yeah, humbleness, humility. Hey, we don't want to be any bother. Right. Hey, bro, brother. You know, we just been through all this hardship. Right. Hey, but the Lord's delivered us. We help a brother out, but we ain't asking for much. We just want to know if we can. We just want to pass through your land. But hey, look, we ain't gonna go through any of the vineyards. Right. We ain't gonna go through any of the fields. We ain't gonna mess with anything. We ain't gonna drink from. We ain't gonna be any. Right. We ain't gonna be no bother. We just gonna quietly and quickly get through, and we ain't gonna bother you at all. We're just gonna quickly zip through and get on about our way. That's all the help we need, bro. That's all we asking for, bro. Okay. You see what I'm saying? Go ahead, Doc.
Verse 18. And Edom said unto him, thou shalt not pass by me, lest I come out against thee with the sword.
Wait a minute. You see this motherfucker? He just asking. We were just asking just to come through, man. We just been through a serious ordeal. We just want to look, and we ain't trying to be no bother. Right. And he can't even just say no. He can't even just say no. Right. He gotta say not only no, but hell no. Right. You step one foot up, we coming out against you with the sword. You see how this MFer is? You know? That right there shows you the nature of Esau Edom. Going back to the garden. Going back to the garden. Or not necessarily the garden, because this was after they got kicked out of the garden, but going back to Cain and Abel. He's always been hostile against his brother. And he put his brother to death. For what Abel did? What Abel do to Cain?
None.
He didn't do nothing against it. He killed his brother because his brother was doing right and he was doing wrong.
You gotta make sure you don't catch me slipping this time, huh?
Oh yeah, I caught the ox slipping the other day.
Let's do your words carefully. No,
right. You good? You cool? You cool? So he put his brother to death just because he was jealous of his brother. You know, his brother's doing right. He's getting This is the nature. This is the nature of Esau Edom. Okay. What's the scripture say? His spirit is not upright in him. That's what the scripture say.
Get that?
Get that one up. Bible Shaw. And while he's pulling it up, I'll continue. So he put his brother to death just because, and the Heavenly Father came down and said, look, you got a choice. Look, you just do what's right. Just do what's right, and you're going to be accepted too. Did he want to do that? No, he ain't want to do that. Instead of doing right, he just rather kill his brother. And then when he came back into reincarnation, because yes, reincarnation is biblical, but we're not getting off into that right now. But when he came back into reincarnation as Esau, he wanted, and Abel came back as Jacob, he wanted to kill him again. You know? And why? Why? Because he felt like he tricked him out of something, but he ain't tricked him. You sold it. Right. You sold it. You didn't care about it anyway. You despised it. If you sell something for far less than it's worth, I mean, you ain't even got to go off of that. He pretty much said, hey, look, if I'm going to die, then what is this birthright to me anyway?
Right.
So you got that precept out.
It's Habakkuk 2 verse 4. Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him.
Lifted up with what? Pride. His soul, which is not his soul. Behold, his soul, which is not upright in him. Upright in him is
his soul, which is lifted up.
Which is lifted up in him is not upright. His soul is not upright. That's why he's going to hate his brother simply because his brother's doing right and he's doing wrong, and then he kills his brother, and then he sells his brother his birthright, and then turns around and then wants to kill his brother because of it. But what Esau doesn't take into account is that the Most High already made it clear that Jacob was going to get it point blank period anyway. So no matter whether you sold it to him or not, no matter what happened, you wasn't going to keep it. You wasn't going to keep it. You know? And so now you fast forward all the way to here it is, we coming out of the land of Egypt, and we just simply asking our brother, look, give us a hand, help us out. We just want to pass through. And this hostility is still there. And it's always going to be there. It's always going to be there. We got to get that pattern. Because some people, I hear what people are saying right now. They're saying, well, but that's not true for all of them. And, I know some good Christian friends. Though his words be smoother than butter. You get that precept,
Okay.
No, you're just never going to learn. It's just like in that video clip that I included in my most recent lesson where the rat is all buddy cozied up to the snake, and then the snake bites him.
Okay.
And then the rat's already done because the snake was a venomous snake, so the rat's already done. But the rat doesn't even learn its lesson from getting bit once. It still hangs around and gets bit again.
Okay.
And then the venom sits in and the snake falls over and gets swallowed up. And that's a good picture of 2/3 of Israel that don't want to wake up and realize that the Edomites, the Edomites, Esau Edom, the so-called white man, which is the Caucasians, and you can't just go off of color because that's an indicator, but it is not a litmus test of sorts. You got to try the spirits because you're going to have some Israelites that look like so-called Caucasians. You're going to have some people that look like Edomites. Some people that look like Israelites that are going to look like so-called Caucasians, right? So you can again, like I always say, you can mix genetics, but you can't mix bloodlines. You are what your father is, no matter what you look like, and your father is what his father is, and his father is what his father is, and all that all the way on up. So it doesn't, what you look like is basically it's a secondary indicator. It's not a primary indicator. It's not a what's the word I'm looking for? I guess this is the best way to put it. It's not a litmus test. You got to try the spirit. You see what I'm saying? So you got that precept out.
It's Psalm 55 verse 21. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart.
Come on. Let's pause it right there. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. It doesn't matter how kind he seems to be. And you know what? When in that clip that I had, when that rat was all cozied up to that snake, the snake was just chilling. Snake was just chilling. Snake kind of look around like, see the rat there, be like, just chilling,
right.
Just chilling. Rat run off for a second, come back along, put his hand on the snake, on the serpent's back, get right up on top of the serpent. Was like, I got a new friend, I got a new buddy here. And the serpent just kind of looking,
right.
And then next thing you know, the serpent swings his head around and bam, got him. He strikes him.
Snake gonna be a snake.
That's right. And Esau Edom is going to be Esau Edom. So what we're trying to tell you, man. Read that again. I can see people ain't getting it. These are the words of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. One more time.
Psalm 55 verse 21. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart.
War was in his heart. And he about to bring that war. That war about to be manifest. Jacob's trouble. It is nigh at hand. Let's get the rest of that.
His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords.
Drawn swords. And matter of fact, that name Cain, it means to possess a weapon. A sharp, piercing instrument. Spear, dagger, sword. That's what his name means. And what was he blessed with when he came back as Esau?
The sword.
He's blessed with the sword.
That's his blessing.
That's right.
We're going to be getting that get to it.
Con. All right, so then
I also wanted to get this.
Con, go ahead.
This is Job 34, verse 29. When he giveth quietness, who then can make trouble? And when he hideth his face, who then can behold him? Whether it be done against a nation or against a man only. So the Most High can judge a nation, or he can judge a man.
Con.
And in this instance, he's going to judge the whole nation of Edom.
Con. And the Most High, he deals with nations.
Con.
Now, he does deal with individuals as well, because he's the Most High. He can do it all, but he deals with nations.
Romans 9, he's going to have mercy on whom he wants to have mercy on.
That's right. Yeah, he'll have mercy on whom he'll have mercy, you know? Con. All right? So, let's finish that Numbers.
So this is Numbers 20 and verse 18. And Edom said unto him, Thou shalt not pass by me, lest I come out against thee with the sword.
Oh, man, I just can't get over that. Not only can you not come through, but if you come through, we coming out with you. We coming out, you know, we're gonna cut you.
Right.
We're gonna bleed you. Wait a minute, bro. We brothers.
Right.
Psalms, man, drawing swords. Now, see, at this time, they wasn't even trying to be smooth and with the smooth words.
Right.
That came later on down the line.
Right.
Okay, that's the time we living in now. But they about to put that to the side too. The Heavenly Father about to put a spirit on them, because the Edomites are the Most High's sword. That's what the scriptures say. And he about to put a spirit on them to take them back to those days. Matter of fact, worse than that. Okay, they ain't gonna be like, well, look, long as you stay over there, you know, if you come through my way, I'm gonna come out against you with the sword. Right. No, they ain't gonna say that. They just gonna come with the sword. Right. They gonna come find you with the sword. Mm-hmm. See what I'm saying? And that's the time we're getting ready to come into. But the time we've been living in has been the time we read about in Psalms, where their words were smoother than butter and the words were softer than oil. That's the time we've been living in. I love you, brother. You know, that's the time we've been living in. Liars, serpents, you know, snakes. Nah.
I bet everybody can vouch for that.
Yeah, con. Go ahead, Doc.
Verse 19. And the children of Israel said unto him, is your window down?
Yeah, I just realized that.
You want to go?
Con. Yeah, you can just continue on. I'm going to go.
All right, this is Numbers 20 and verse 19. And the children of Israel said unto him, We will go by the highway, and if I and my cattle drink of thy water, then I will pay for it. I will only, without doing anything else, go through on my feet. So the children of Israel telling Esau, Edom, saying, we just gonna pass by the highway, man. We're not even gonna do nothing. And if I guess they had water next to the highway. And they saying if our cattle drink of the water, man, we gonna pay for it. We gonna pay for it, but they didn't want to listen. They didn't want to because they got a perpetual hatred. And continuing on, verse 20. And he said, Thou shalt not go through. And Edom came out against him with much people and with a strong hand. So we try and plead with him to let it, because we just came out of Egypt, as I just read, and we just try to pass through. And then after we asked the second time, they came out with a lot of people, came out with much people, and with a strong hand. So Esau came out with all his goons, all his Edomite servants and army, and came out against the children of Israel and said, "No, y'all not coming through. Back yourself up." Verse 21, Thus Edom refused to give Israel passes through his border, wherefore Israel turned away from him. So Israel was just like, okay, we just gonna turn back. We're not even gonna try no more.
God. You finished that?
Yeah.
Man. So,
and then we can get that about their blessing. I get their blessing.
You get the Amos 1 to eliminate? Oh, you want to do the blessed verse? Come on, let's get it. Just to back up what I was saying a little earlier about, Cain, his name meaning possession of a weapon, a sharp piercing instrument, spear, dagger, sword, and that his blessing was the sword. we're going to show that right now, and that ties to a precept that I believe we already brought up as well about the red horse in the book of Revelation, which is Esau, Edom, and that red horse, and unto him that rode upon it was given a great sword. That ties back, and also that it was a red horse. Esau came out red all over like a hairy garment. That all ties together. Go ahead, Doc.
This is Genesis 27, and I'll start at verse 38. And Esau said unto his father, Hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. Now I know we went into this in one of the...
Yeah, well, I'm sure we did. You touch on it real quick again.
Verse 39, and Isaac his father answered and said unto him, Behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, and of the dew of heaven from above. And by thy sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother. And it shall come to pass, when thou shalt have the dominion, thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck.
Right, and all that has already happened. And by thy sword, that's the point, though. That's the point. By thy sword shalt thou live. Thy sword, thy weaponry, and that is how they live. You take away Esau, Edom's weaponry. What are they? I mean, what they gonna do? What you gonna do? Yeah, red meat. I mean, what they gonna do? It's their weaponry, man. That's what they live by. And what did Yahweh say? Those that live by the sword shall die by the sword. And are they going to die by the sword? Matter of fact, they're going to die by the sword that they created. Well, they ain't created, but the Most High put the Spirit on them to make it. Okay, and so they're going to die by that.
And I'm going to continue on.
Go ahead.
Verse 41, and Esau hated Jacob.
There you go.
Because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, The days of mourning for my father are at hand. Then will I slay my brother Jacob.
See, he's a murderer from the beginning. Those are the words of Yahweh. You have your father, the devil. The devil. This is the devil. And he was a murderer from the beginning. He was a murderer as Cain. And then, as Esau, he wanted to be a murderer, but he couldn't. He was, Jacob was protected from him. So, but he's a murderer from the beginning. Okay, ye are of your father, the devil. Okay, and let me see what else, because there was something else I was going to bring out on that. Let me see here. Yes. He wanted to. There was something else. I think. When you find the precept you're looking for, if you could just let me see, what's that? Genesis 27, right? So there's one more other point I wanted to bring up.
Try to look it up on Safari on Google, or did you know?
No. I was just going to expound on something that you read, but I can't remember what it was. And I'm just going to take it. What verse was we at?
27, verse 41.
Okay, 41. Yeah, maybe it's just that I was going to point out that all that stuff has happened. They did break once they got the dominion, they did break our yoke from off their necks. But we're getting ready to come into a time in the kingdom, where they ain't going to be any breaking of the yoke off the neck. You're going into slavery for 1,000 years. You're going to get double the cup that you gave us. You filled us with the cup that was filled to us. You're going to drink up. You're going to get double. And then after that, that's the only reason you're being kept around. Okay. Then you're going to be done away with, pursuant to Obadiah. I believe it's in Obadiah, but it's other places as well. You're going to be cut off without root or branch, son or nephew. Thus saith Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. Okay, and like Elder Apostle Gabar was saying on one of his recent videos, you can't gainsay the scriptures.
Right.
You ain't comfortable with that. I mean,
And that's contradicting themselves.
Right. I mean, what are you going to do? Just because you don't like it doesn't make it not true. Just because you ain't comfortable with it doesn't make it not. Just because you never heard that before doesn't make it not true.
Right.
Hey, the words of the Heavenly Father are true, and He said it, man. And look, who are we to go against it? I'm just getting with the program. That's what you should do. Okay. That's right. We're just messengers. We're just a mouthpiece. Okay. And what does it say about the spirit? The spirit of Yahweh Shai is a spirit of prophecy. Yeah. So this is what we're doing. We're prophesying. We're saying what hasn't happened yet before it happens. Okay. What's going to happen before it happens? What you got out?
Amos.
Yeah. Let's do that.
All right. This is Amos 1 and verse 11. Thus said the Lord Yahweh B'Hashem Yahshua, For 3 transgressions of Edom, and for 4 I will not turn away the punishment thereof, because he did pursue his brother with the sword, and did cast off all pity, and his anger did tear perpetually, and he kept his wrath forever.
Isn't that something? See, that shows you. This is what I was going to say. I was going to point out that, see, if it was Jacob, if it was the other way around, Jacob would have said, because see, Esau is Edom, his spirit is not upright in him. Okay, but see, what would we have done? We'd have been like, you know what, man, I did sell it. Right. I did sell the birthright, man. I shouldn't have done that. That was stupid. That was foolish. Hey, bro, I sold it to you, man. I ain't happy about it, but I sold it to you, bro. Hey, I ain't. Hey, look, it is what it is. You know. Hey, hey. But that shows you the difference right there between Esau and Jacob. You read that passage one more time.
Amos 1 verse 11. Thus saith the Lord, for 3 transgressions of Edom, and for 4 I will not turn away the punishment thereof.
I'm sorry. Who's speaking here? I mean, maybe it's somebody we ain't got to pay attention to.
Thus saith the Lord Yahweh.
The Lord Yahweh.
Bahashem Yahushai.
Bahashem Yahushai. All right.
The Most High. For 3 transgressions of Edom, and for 4 I will not turn away the punishment thereof, because he did pursue his brother with the sword, and did cast off all pity.
For violence against thy brother Jacob. He pursued your brother with the... Didn't we just read an example of that in Numbers? No, he didn't do it because, he threatened.
He came out with much people as well when I continued on.
Okay, there you go.
With a strong hand.
Right. I mean, so he
chased them off.
See? Okay, so there you go, man. For violence against thy brother Jacob, your brother. And am I my brother's keeper? Esau don't give a fuck about his brother.
Right.
You know? To care about your brother, that's an Israelite thing. Jacob cares about his brother. And I was talking to somebody. I left somebody a message today, and I was just saying, I was like, hey, I'm just calling to check up on you, bro, because I am my brother's keeper. That's the spirit we're in. Esau ain't in that spirit. He's a hater of his brother, a murderer of his brother. And he's still doing that today. Now it's clear, the brotherly covenant between Esau, Edom, and Jacob, Yasharallah, has been broken. But look at how Esau treats his own brothers within the nation of Edom. They throwing them all kinds of under the bus, especially the Amalekites, man.
They tired of their own king.
Yeah, the Amalekites don't give a fuck about any of the other Edomites. They'll throw all the other Edomites under the bus. A brood of vipers, man. Go ahead, Al.
And his anger did tear perpetually, and he kept his wrath forever.
Perpetually. The man ain't never get up. Jake get mad at you. He gonna be mad. He gonna want to fuck you up for a bit. But eventually he gonna get over and be like, all right, man, cool. All right, I'm all right now. He got his chip off his shoulder. He set his piece. Maybe he threw a few blows. But then he moving on. He ready to squash the beef, settle things, hey, we cool. Not Esau, man. Perpetually, right? Perpetually. That means going on and on and on. He never. And what else does it say? Cast all pity aside.
Cast off
all pity. Cast off all pity. No pity. See? Spirit is not upright in him. Okay? War is in his heart. These are the words, man, of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. We finished that one?
I'm going to get this last part.
Come.
Verse 12, it says, but I will send a fire upon Teman, which shall devour the palaces of Basra.
That's right, Teman. That's referring to Esau Edom. Basra. I believe that was the capital city in Esau Edom. Or one of the capital cities, something like that. But it's talking about Esau Edom. All right? So we done with that then. Let's get number 7, Malachi 1 and 4. One of my favorites. I mean, this is a sledgehammer to anybody who ain't getting it. I mean, if you ain't getting this, just put down your Bible and walk away. Just don't touch it ever again. Okay?
This is Malachi 1 and verse 4.
Let's take it from the top, Bible Shah.
1. All right, this is Malachi 1 verse 1. The burden of the word of the Lord Yahweh Shem Yashah to Israel about Malachi. I have loved you, said the Lord. Yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us? Was not Esau Jacob's brother? Said the Lord. Yet I loved Jacob, and I hated Esau.
Hated Esau. So Genesis 36 and 8 tells us that Esau is Edom. So keep that in mind. But I mean, the context is going to make it clear.
Right.
Anyway, but go ahead, Ak.
And laid his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness.
Mountains, talking about his kingdoms
Come.
and his heritage,
Come.
waste. The Heavenly Father did that.
Come.
But that was enough, right? The Heavenly Father satisfied his hatred right there. He satisfied his need for for wrath. Right? That was it, right?
I'm pre-reading Darkness. That's not what it's talking about.
Doesn't sound like that? Alright,
No.
well, I must have been my bad. I'm wrong. Go ahead, Ak.
Whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places.
Which they have. They did. You're living in it. Look around.
Was it start with the Renaissance?
Come.
Thus saith the Lord Yahweh Bahashim Yasha of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down.
That's right.
And they shall call them the border of wickedness.
The border of wickedness.
And the people against whom the Lord hath indignation forever.
Forever. And that means, go ahead, Ak, you want to expound on that? Go
Not
ahead.
just Esau. He don't just have indignation against Esau as the person, but he against the people.
There you go. It says it right there. The people.
Come.
Yeah.
The people. Not just Esau. We talking about his all Edomites.
Esau is Edom. All right.
And what's that? You know what that word indignation means?
Righteous theory.
Righteous fury.
Theory. Not just, okay, because you can give it, well, I'm upset.
Come.
I'm mad. I'm angry. I'm furious. Okay? And so not just furious, but righteous fury. Now, I mean, you see what I'm saying? Indignation. I'm indignant at what you did.
Come.
Okay?
Right.
The people against whom the Lord Yahweh Bashim Havshah has indignation forever.
Come.
And that really does mean forever, because that you dig into that word forever, and I don't remember which one it is here, but I think this is the word that can mean for a long period of time, or it can mean forever. It can mean either one. But you know from the context, and you know from the precepts that this is talking about forever, no end. Okay, you know that from the precepts. Through thy precepts I get understanding. Therefore I hate every false way. So you get that from the precept. But this, I might be mistaken. This might be the word forever in the Hebrew that just literally means forever. It might be that word. Let's see. Do that. Owam. Yeah, that one.
769. Olam.
Okay,
Olam. Long duration and antiquity, futurity, forever, ever, everlasting, evermore.
Yeah, this is the one that comes.